Hello, happy Thursday. Y'all can always count on me to be fashionably late. Every single time. But you know what? It is what it is. I actually just got back in the house from a cute little coffee date I had with my friend Taylor. So we were getting some work done and just really getting it done and catching up. So that is why I am a few minutes late, but I'm so excited. I'm looking through my phone to make sure that my notes are pulled up for today's live, which will hopefully be pretty brief. I feel like I say that every time, but y'all know I can talk. But I'm excited today, super excited. As always, y'all always say that. I always say that. But I'm excited today to talk about fostering community as a stylist. If you're on my emailing list, then you know I invited you to be a part of something special. I have not actually promoted it on socials. I haven't put it out there in public. Really just sent it out to my mailing list. So this week, well, tomorrow is the day where I will be promoting and talking more and sharing about this new community that I created. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I've been putting it off. I'm gonna take this off because it's a little warm. I've been putting it off because I really wanted to, and I talk about this in the caption when I share my video tomorrow, but I really wanted to create this entire campaign and this entire rollout for this new community. And I really wanted to make it a big deal. And although it is a big deal, I'm not gonna lie. But I can always do that. You know, once I put it out there, I can always still do that. I felt like I was using that as a way to procrastinate. And I recorded this video last week. I recorded these videos last week, y'all. And I felt like I was instructed to put it out last week, but I just didn't because I didn't get an opportunity to properly plan a full like launch. So tomorrow is going to be the official launch of the community on social media and in the public, and I'm so excited to share. And I figured going live and talking about community would be the perfect way to kind of lead into this new thing. And I'll talk more about that later, of course, in this live. But real quick, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristen Johnson. I'm the CEO and founder of PSU, which is Project Style University. That is where I help first generation personal stylists truly transform their love for styling into a profitable business. I do that through mentorship, I do that through community now. And I also do that through coaching, private coaching. I create private programs and group programs specifically where it is based around a topic regarding the business of styling. So whether you want to learn how to go from clientless to relentless, whether you want to learn how to package your premium offers, whether you want to learn how to make an impact, I curate very unique private programs for stylists, personal stylists specifically, in hopes of helping them to really build a successful styling business as a CEO stylist, because that is what I love to call myself. And that is what I love to call my students. So, a CEO stylist is a stylist who understands that being a stylist isn't just about putting outfits together, looking cute, and being fashionable. It's about thinking like a CEO and running a business, loving what you do, but also diversifying your expertise and doing what you are called to do and cultivating community and serving others while doing it. So that is what I am all about. And that is what I teach as a style-based coach at PSU. So again, in today's video, we'll be talking about how to foster a community as a stylist, y'all. I don't know if you all know, but I created a digital space called Black Women Who Style, primarily an Instagram page back in 2018. And I created that space because as a stylist, I felt like I didn't have community. I felt like I only knew maybe one or two, maybe three stylists, and I wanted to meet more stylists. I wanted to go to more fashion events. I wanted to be in the mix. I wanted to like have fashion friends where we could curate content together, go shopping together, talk about clients together, and all the things. And I felt like I didn't have that. So I created it. I created Black Women Who Style on Instagram back in 2018, and we really started off as a community space, but more so I was sharing other stylists that I knew, highlighting their work, highlighting what they did, sharing advice, sharing inspiration, encouragement, hosting events. I was going live weekly on Instagram. um, doing educational lives and sharing tips and all the things and just talking through my experience as a stylist. And over time, it kind of died down, to be honest with you. We had a membership, and then we canceled the membership, and then we started the membership again, and then we got rid of that. And we just been through a lot of ebbs and flows when it comes to that platform, that particular community. And although it's still growing, it still exists. I just haven't really had the capacity to post and share content as consistent as I used to do. And I felt like my life obviously has changed. My priorities have changed. And although I still enjoy sharing advice and education and all the things, I am just not on Instagram as much anymore, to be completely honest with y'all. Like I post on my personal page, I'll post on my business page, my styling business page. But other than that, I'm just not consistent on the other platforms. And I didn't want the community to suffer because I just didn't have the capacity to be on another social media platform. So, although I have shifted to YouTube and have been going live on YouTube, which y'all have been seeing, and been curating a lot of content on YouTube based around the business of styling and how to grow as a stylist, I wanted to create something a little bit more private, a little bit more personalized. And that is what I did. And that is what we'll be launching tomorrow. So I'm so excited for that. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that at the end of this video. But today, like I said, we're here to talk about community. So I wanted to give you all three different tips on how to cultivate community and how to foster community as a stylist. So I want you all to first start off with understanding why community is essential in the styling industry. So, my definition of community is being in a space of individuals who are either doing the same thing as you, having some of the same struggles and challenges as you, or being in a community of people who are in the same industry as you. Maybe they don't do the exact same thing, but y'all are in the same industry, y'all serve some of the same types of audiences, and y'all again have some of the same challenges. And I just feel like in the fashion industry, there really isn't a ton of community. I feel like everybody is separated. Everybody's doing their own thing. Nobody wants to share. Nobody wants to help anybody else. And I feel like that's how it's always been. And I'm just not that type of person. I can definitely be to myself. I'm not going to lie. But who wants to be by themselves? Like, who wants to be going through like the struggles and things by themselves? Nobody. So I figured, if I was yearning for a community and if I was wanting that, I'm sure other stylists are wanting that too. So just with understanding what community is and understanding how just having a network of individuals in your back pocket has definitely helped in building my business and also creating more opportunity for me specifically. And although I didn't have community in the fashion industry, I had community in other spaces. So whether it be entrepreneurial communities, whether it be creative communities, I was in other communities, but I was always the only stylist. I was always either the only stylist or there was maybe me and somebody else who, didn't even really do what I did as a stylist. So it really wasn't like a fashion based or community based or styling based community. And although, I can always relate to an entrepreneur, I can always relate to a creative because that's what I am. They didn't really understand the fashion industry. They didn't really understand what styling was. They didn't understand, that styling is a non traditional career and they just didn't get it. So, when you're in spaces like that, it's still great. And those are the spaces that I had no choice, honestly, but to be in because I didn't really know of any other communities that, focused around styling. So being in those communities has honestly helped me to have the necessary support that I needed. And that's why I felt like creating this community was important. So being in those communities helped me to gain clients. Being in those communities helped me to gain opportunities, so different jobs, different things. It helped me to showcase myself as an expert. So whether I was chosen to present on something, on a specific topic, whether I was speaking on a panel because somebody knew me and thought that I would be a great panelist, regardless, being in community has definitely helped to build my business. So that is why it's so important to be a part of something. So it's essential to the styling industry, especially stylists of color, because I feel like it's a lot that we don't know. It's a lot of resources that we don't have access to, and we don't have access to them because we just don't know. So, being in spaces where people who do know about the opportunities can refer you or give you the resources or just tell you, like, hey, girl, you should apply for this. Or, hey, girl, I saw somebody was looking for a stylist. Or, hey, girl, I saw that this job was open, this role. Like, it's a styling role or it's a fashion role. Like, are you interested? Here you go. When you have things like that, when you have spaces like that, it really helps to support you, and it gives you everything that, for the most part, everything that you are looking for. Because again, everybody's busy. So you may not have the capacity to go on your own and look for jobs or go on your own and reach out to clients. When people know who you are, when they love your personality, when they understand what you do, they can refer you to somebody. They can refer you to someone who is more than willing to invest in you. And that's what community is all about. I'm looking at my notes here. Um, it also too sorry y'all creating community really helps to lead to collaboration, as opposed to competition. So when you're in community with other people who are doing what you do, you can eventually collaborate with them, whether y'all hosting events together, whether y'all work together on a project, whether y'all work together with a client. Having that community, you can always fall back on those individuals to help you and work together to really accomplish a goal. And I just feel like sometimes there are going to be opportunities where we feel like we're nervous or we're scared or we feel like we can't do it alone. And you should be able to lean into your community to assist you with that, right? So it's so important to be open to being in spaces with individuals who do what you do, but also open to being in spaces with individuals who don't do what you do, but again, serve the same clients, or even, are in the same industry, or even not even in the same industry. So being open to that. Also being able to, again, share those resources and opportunities. So, number two, how to intentionally foster community online and offline. So, we talked about initially why it's essential to have community. Now, let's talk about why it's important to build community on and offline. So, it's so important online, one, I feel like, because you can increase your reach. So, being on YouTube, being on Instagram, being on TikTok, being on Facebook, being on LinkedIn. I hate Facebook, so that's why I made that face. But being in those social spaces help you to increase your reach, so more people can see you, more people can know who you are. And I'm saying that because that's exactly why I created Black Women Who Style online. The online platform was meant to showcase, that, okay, this space was created for stylists. If you're a stylist, come on over, follow, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications and get notified when we post and when we share, and all those good things. Any opportunities that we see online or on Instagram, we would share. And although we haven't really been doing that recently, that is something that we used to do, even with going live on Instagram, even with going live on YouTube and sharing different interviews. We would do interviews with stylists. We used to call it Stylist Talk Tuesdays, where every Tuesday I would talk about a different topic, and then I would bring on other stylists to interview them and really get to know them and their journeys, because everybody, I guess, feels like that growing your styling business or just being a particular creative or expert in a specific industry in general, everybody's journey looks different. Or everybody's journey, I'm sorry, looks the same. Everybody thinks that when you're an expert in a certain industry, that your journey looks the same as everybody else's, or your path looks the same as everybody else's, and that's not the case. So that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to highlight other stylists and get to know them. These were stylists that I was following. These were stylists that I had kind of grew a relationship with through social media online. And these were stylists who I felt were making strides in the industry. And I just felt like they weren't being highlighted enough. So because I knew them, because I liked them, because I thought they were doing great work, I wanted to create a space where I could highlight them. So that's what I did. And that's what the Black Women Who Style platform was all about, highlighting other stylists, creating opportunity, creating that space for stylists to come and just learn and to congregate. And it's so important to have community to be able to do that. And community, again, if I haven't said this already, isn't just about like receiving and getting everything that you need. It's also about the reciprocation of those resources. If you know of something that you feel as though would be a great opportunity for stylists, you should be able to share that too. And I felt like that wasn't necessarily the case with the online Black Women Who Style platform. I was giving all the information. I was giving all the advice. I was giving you know, um, all of the education and tips, but nobody was really, reciprocating that same thing. I felt like every once in a while, someone would provide me with, something like, oh, look at this, or oh, I think this is great. I think you should share this. But it wasn't something that was consistent. And I feel like that is kind of hard to do when you're on a online digital platform that is public, because people come to you to get everything that they need. But how exactly can they share what they have? I mean, aside from sending a DM. So that's why I think it's so important to not just have community online, but also offline as well, which is why I created this community that I'm so excited to share. With that being said, I started to build a mailing list for Black Women Who Style. So, those individuals who did follow me on social media, maybe they weren't on Instagram at that point in time, but they were connected with us on email. So every time I sent out an email or every time I went live and sent out the replay of the live, I would email it to the individuals on our emailing list so that people can get an opportunity to see it and watch the replay. Not everybody is online at the same time. Some people miss it. You know how the algorithm works, not everybody sees everything. So having that offline space gave me the opportunity to share with those individuals who may have missed it. But again, like it still didn't give me the space where others could reciprocate that same energy. So it felt like a lot, Although I loved it, I enjoyed it. It felt like a lot because I was always giving, 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 and that's what I'm in the business of doing. And I don't not love doing that, but when you're the only one doing that, it can become a lot and it can become very draining. So with that being said, I wanted to create a space where it was easy for others to share other opportunities and other things and other resources in that space. I didn't want to be the smartest person in the room anymore. I didn't want to be the one who was always providing and always giving the tips and educating. I wanted other stylists to be able to do the same thing. But I knew that nobody else was going to create a space like this. Nobody else felt like they were experienced enough or even important enough to create a space like this when that's not even the case. So I figured if somebody was going to do it, why wouldn't I do it? Why wouldn't I be the one to, take on that task? Um, and again, this space is created intentionally for others to share, not just me to share. Like, yes, I'm in charge of the group, but it's open for anyone again to join and it's open for anyone to share and just be a part. So I'm so excited. Um, let's see. Number three. So last but not least, introducing the community. Um, I want to get there that soon, but it is what it is. So I wrote here to introduce the community. So the community that I created is called Hey Stylists. So I created Hey Stylist again to create a space where stylists were confident and comfortable enough to come and get what they needed, but also have the ability to share what they needed to share as well, and get the love and get the support that they're looking for. So I created this space offline and it is in the GroupMe app, which is free. So anyone who wants to be a part of a stylist, all you have to do is download GroupMe and you will be invited to the GroupMe or the group chat. And Hey Stylist again is just the result of Black Women Who Style and also Project Style University coming together and basically having a baby. Um, I started a series on YouTube, I want to say maybe back in 2022, maybe 2021, called Hey Stylist. And it was basically my note or my nod, if that's the right word, to stylists and telling them and telling you all about some of my experiences, what I've learned, and how I've come out of maybe the rut that I was in, or even how I've overcome certain challenges. So it's just me saying, hey, stylist, like, this is what you got to do. This is what I've learned. This is what, I've created. This is what this client did and it got on my nerves. Like that type of vibe, that type of premise is where I was coming from with this title. And I was just sharing my behind the scenes. I think one of the first videos I was sharing how I prepared for a brand shoot for my business. And I continued to just share behind the scenes. And then eventually at the end of last year or maybe this year, it kind of turned into me doing more educational videos. I want to say I posted a video about 3 steps to becoming a virtual stylist. I posted that back in 2023, I want to say. And y'all, it got so much engagement. People are still, commenting on that video. And I want to say it's at about 7,000 views. I could be wrong. I haven't checked it in a while. Sorry, y'all. I need a drink of water. But it definitely got a lot of engagement. And ever since then, I paid attention to that. And glad the sun is coming out. And I wanted to continue creating content around that premise, not just virtual styling, but just giving you tips on how to build your styling business. And although I was doing that on the Black Women Who Style Instagram page, I wasn't doing that to that extent. Like YouTube is more of that long form content. Like Instagram is quick and dirty, sweet to the point. And YouTube is not like that. You can create quick content, but I come to YouTube for more so long form content. So when I created that video, I should have been a lot quicker with the turnaround time on creating another one that was similar. But back then, I really wasn't focused on YouTube. Now, YouTube is everything. And I'm so thankful that I chose this platform because I definitely feel like it aligns with the direction that I'm moving into now. And it's so easy, y'all. So easy for me to just go live, or so easy for me to just record a video and just share it and post it. And I think at this point, I am trying to get out of being so perfect or just being the perfectionist. Because as y'all know, I go live, on my computer now. I was going live on my phone, but regardless, either device I use, I always have my ring light. I always have it set up right in front of me. Like I'm never like out and about on the go going live. I'm never just like out and about recording a video for YouTube, and posting that. It's always very intentional. And although that's just me, I'm trying to get out of feeling like everything has to be the perfect setup and just doing what I feel is right, just doing what I feel called to do in the moment. And I really want to get back to doing that. And I feel like the Hey Stylist community is going to be that segue into getting back and doing that. So I'm so excited to launch this community. It will be live and available tomorrow. I will be sharing the official promo video tomorrow. It'll be a reel, and I'll basically be sharing my story as to why, I decided to go in this direction, why, Hey Stylist is my main focus, and why it will be a benefit to the styling industry and the styling, just stylists in general. And you don't have to just be a personal stylist to be a part of this. You can be a fashion stylist, you can be a wardrobe stylist, you can be a celebrity stylist, you can be any type of stylist. You don't have to necessarily just be a personal stylist, which is another reason why I wanted to create this community. I thought I had some tissues in here. Because PSU is primarily for personal stylists. But not Hey Stylists, but Black Women Who Style, all of these different names, y'all, it's a lot. But Black Women Who Style was for any type of stylist of color. Like, it did not matter. And I love that about the Black Women Who Style platform. It's niched, but it's not extremely niched. So I really wanted to make sure that, it was a space for any type of stylist of color who is wanting to navigate and grow in the styling industry with confidence. And that's what the Hey Stylist community is all about. So I'm so excited to invite you all. Again, I have not shared it on social media, but I will be sharing the link in this description. And tomorrow will be the official launch of the promo video. So I'll be sharing that probably in the morning. I still have to schedule that to go out. But other than that, once you see the video, or even once you finish watching this live, all you have to do is click the link in the description of this live or tomorrow's video, and you'll be able to join in on the Hey Stylist community. Now, it is a free community, so you don't have to pay anything to be a part of this, which is another reason that I'm excited and I love what I'm doing, because the other communities, the other memberships that I created were paid. And I did that because it did take a lot of time to create the space for one, but offer all the things that I was offering. We were meeting monthly. I was providing job opportunities. I was providing ebooks and all the things. I was um, creating like workshops and things based around what the stylists were saying that they were needing, and different courses and things. And it was a lot that was going into that. This is not going to be as robust as the actual membership. This is um, very authentic and just in the moment, and just available, for when you need it, and an opportunity for you to just tap in whenever you feel like it. But I will be sharing the lives in there. And depending on what you all are needing from the community, I will continue adding to the list of things. We might start meeting virtually every month. I might start sharing consistent, job opportunities, and all the things. But for now, I'm just there to answer questions. I'm there to provide resources, to provide job opportunities when they do come my way. A lot of people do reach out to me asking me if I know a stylist that does this, or if I know of a stylist that does that. And I want to be able to refer. I want to be able to refer y'all to these opportunities that are coming to me, because many of them don't align with what I do. And that's okay. I want to be able to refer those opportunities to stylists who do align with that. So I'm super excited. Going back to what I was saying real quick, and then we'll close out. But once you actually click the link in the description box, I never did take a drink of water. So once you actually click the link in the description box, it will take you to a landing page where you will learn more about Hey Stylists and what we're all about. And then it will give you the opportunity to add in your name, your email. I believe I also ask for your phone number. I do that because I do want to, if I can, send out text messages. But also, too, the group me is a texting group. So I may or may not utilize your phone number, but I want to have it there just in case. If you don't want to include your phone number, just put a fake number. I don't know, child, but like, in order for you to actually be a part of the community, you do have to share that information. It's a private community, so it's not like I'm sharing your information with anyone else. But once you put in your information, you'll automatically be added to a list, and then you'll automatically receive an email inviting you to the community and inviting you to the group meeting. There is a video included in that email which will walk you through, what to expect, and will also basically invite you to the community and introduce you to who I am if you don't already know who I am. So once you get in, I will have to accept you in the group meeting, and there are some questions that I ask you to introduce yourself, tell people who you are, tell people what type of stylist you are, where you're located, where you're from, and what you're looking to get out of the community. So I'm so excited for this, and I hope y'all are too. If y'all have any questions about anything, please do not hesitate to comment below and let me know. Um, and yeah, if you have any issues joining the community, let me know that as well. Again, I'm super excited. I cannot wait to connect with you all. I cannot wait to meet you all. Some of you all I may already know, but others I may not. So I'm so excited as always. I hope y'all enjoyed this live. And again, make sure that you comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because, again, if you become a part of Hey Stylist, then you'll know when I go live every Thursday, typically at 12:30, maybe 1, depending, but I'll definitely let you know the time frame. And yeah. So, yeah, y'all, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all Thursday, a great rest of y'all week, and I will see y'all in the group chat. Bye.